So these are called SimGod Super Mix 4 and these were sent out to me directly from the brand. So these are priced around $150 or 12,990 Indian rupees, slightly on an expensive side. So when you will open the box, what you have is the in-ear monitors on the top, few extra pair of ear tips, and I just believe the number of included ear tips at this particular price point should have been slightly more. Then you have this carry case and inside you have a cable. The quality of case is really very nice and the best way to protect your expensive in-ear monitors, and the included cable is also really of a very good quality as you would expect at this particular price point. Talking about the build quality, the faceplate on this IEM are made from metal which has this golden circle on it which gives it a very distinct look, and also the rear part is made from resin, so it's a kind of metal resin combination, and the build quality is really nice for the price point, nothing much to complain. Now before I move ahead, I just want to give you a brief overview about the driver configuration, because a lot of people might think more drivers leads to a better sound or more tech inside a product leads to a better experience, but that's definitely not the case. And if you are willing to invest in these, you should definitely understand what you are paying for. So first we have a 10mm dynamic driver with a polymer diaphragm, and this driver has its own kind of a suspension system. Then we have a balanced armature. Now balanced armature are usually designed to target a particular high frequency, but in this case the balanced armature is slightly bigger as compared to other balanced armatures. So the balanced armature here is catering in the mid frequency region, so definitely is catering towards the vocals. Then we have a planar magnetic driver which provides an extension of high frequencies, because the high frequency region covered here goes up to 40,000 kilohertz. And then we have a piezoelectric driver which is responsible for reducing distortion and noise, because piezoelectric driver does not produce any magnetic field of its own. So what we have here is a quad driver configuration system. Now all these four drivers have their own separate ducts and they combine into three as they travel towards the nozzle. Now all that four drivers will lead to a slightly bigger size. So if you compare this IEM with any normal one, so you can see that there is considerable amount of size difference. Now that bigger size will actually lead to some more problems, which is comfort and fitting. So if you look at the tip of this nozzle, so you will see that the diameter of this nozzle is slightly bigger, and no matter small, medium and large size ear tips that were included in the box, none of them actually fitted me properly, because whenever I'm putting those ear tips into this particular nozzle, it is actually increasing the diameter of the nozzle, so it's creating problem not in the outer part of my ear but actually in the ear canal. So what I've done here is that I've been looking for some other ear tips that has a slightly less inner diameter. So as I have like plenty of IEMs with me and plenty of other ear tips, so these were the ear tips that actually fitted properly on the nozzle and also into my ear canal. So I mean, like, fitting and comfort is very subjective, but I've told you what problem you are going to face and what is the right solution for it. These IEMs have a sensitivity of 120 and impedance of 7.2, which means any smartphone would be able to drive these properly. But for the most part, I tested it with my DAC, because I feel for a product with that kind of configuration needs a best input in order to get the maximum performance. Let's say you are on your Netflix app and your the volume on your DAC is 100% and Netflix volume is also 100%. So the only amount of system volume you need is somewhere between 25 and 30, and that's the comfortable range. Same was the case with Spotify. When I maximized the Spotify volume to 100%, so the only amount of system volume I needed was around 24 or 25. So you can say that these IEMs are pretty loud enough. Now talking about the audio quality, first I want to start with the included frequency graph. So as you can see from the graph, the region that goes up to 100 Hz is slightly forward, which means that you're going to get a good bass. Then the region from 3 to 5 kilohertz, 3 to 5000 kilohertz is also forward, which means you're going to get good vocals. And the region from that goes up to 20,000 kilohertz, you won't find very gradual drop in the high frequencies, but you will see like some sort of spikes in the high frequencies as well. So some frequencies will definitely be peaking in this particular case. So this is what you can calculate from the graph. Now talking about the practical overview, the bass part on these IEMs was really good. I mean, the bass is really very punchy and it's also not boomy, but the bass doesn't fall off too quickly. Whenever the bass is kicking in, it will stay there and it will fall off gradually. So the bass part would be more enjoyable. And also when it comes to mid frequencies, so they were little forward. Like whenever I was watching any movies or something, the dialogues were absolutely clear. So good bass combined with good dialogues. And I also want to tell you that this entire video that I'm making, I have done all the playback and editing in my audio through this Super Mix 4, and let me tell you, my audio was actually very clear and very forward, which I really like. And now talking about the high frequencies, none of the frequencies in the high frequency region are sharp. They are very clear, in fact absolutely clear. And because of that planar magnetic driver combined with piezoelectric driver, it creates some sort of airiness in the frequencies, like especially the sounds of breathing and all that softer sounds are very much audible and very much clear. So overall I can say that every driver included in these IEMs has a particular role and every driver kicks in wherever it needs to. Overall, like it's kind of an IEM, like you throw anything to them, they will react to that particular thing in a a good way. Overall, I would say that you can use these IEMs for gaming, music, movies, or everything. They will definitely shine, and they will definitely give you that pristine music experience. At last, I want to say that if you have the cash to spend, then definitely you can go with the Super Mix 4. You won't be having any sort of regrets with these. The only thing you need to keep in mind is that they have a slightly bigger size, the cable is slightly heavy, and also the size of the IEMs may create some sort of comfort issues, but I think that is something very subjective, and I already told you the solution that you need to find with these IEMs. So anyway, that was all about the Super Mix 4. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.